This is Rainbow in the Dark on Elite.
A glowing scepter illuminates the dark cave.
So this Radiant Arc
Loosely in the pedestal.
goes in your inventory, and then you just drag it to your hotbar, and this is effectively your flashlight. It's not a horrible weapon, but it's not, not nearly as good. It's a one-handed weapon, so it's not going to be nearly as good for us. So I am going to just use it and then switch.
The oppressive darkness overwhelms the cavern's tunnel. Quickly realized someone or something deliberately burrowed through the earth, creating these tunnels.
So this next part could have rust monsters, so I'm going to drag this to my hotbar and put on this other armor, which I don't mind wearing out as much. Whoops, that was the wrong click. So it looks like we didn't get rust monsters this part, which means usually I think we get it the next part, which will be later on in the quest. So if we had rust monsters by now, we would have already seen them. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my other armor. I'm just going to get this beholder with a bow. And I probably should have had the hireling back just in case I got disintegrated. And these pits are kind of a common mechanic in this area, as are fire traps, but there's not one, or fire elemental traps, but there's not one there. I hear bats. There's a short path at the right I'm just going to clear. We need to get 2 crusts, or a crust to go forward with it. And the reason I'm doing that is that there's some uh, other enemies that these scorpions here that become active in the next part, and so I might as well clear out these enemies now.
In the darkness, a shout from an empty space.
So now we've reached the end of this area, and this is where the crust is. We just have a few waves of devils to fight. I'm going to stay out here because there's going to be there's a bunch of archers in there. I'll fight the melee separate without without having to worry about that damage. And that's the crest we need for that the door we went to on the other side. Let me get my light out. They're going to be respawns here. And this way to the left is an optional. I'm going to skip it, and I'm just going to go back the way we came. And there's the socket for the crust. And sometimes this area could have a trap. I would be sensing it if it was there, so there shouldn't be one now. What that trap does is take you to a fire elemental kind of fighting area. Alright, they're the rust monsters. Let me see if I can get this one. And you can see they're fierce rust monsters, and all I know is they do a lot more damage. They do a lot more weapon and gear damage. You can see my hammer fist worn, right? So that was just a couple of rust monsters, and already my gloves are half worn. So these are, as far as I know, at least from what I've seen, the worst in the game in terms of damaging your items, even though they don't have a lot of, tremendous number of hit points.
carefully carved tunnel leads to a separate
All right, well
underground
that's it. So
lair.
got through that without it, I think without my gear breaking. Yep, just my one worn item. That's not too bad. All right, so we're just gonna need to go get one key.
Group of wing-lasher gnolls have settled in this area.
And what makes this area a little bit challenging is all the archers. All right, and there's sometimes a pit. Well, no pits. That's good. So, but just a bunch of archers. And that is an optional. If you want to fight more rust monsters and a beholder, that's a good optional to do. I'm going to first just try to get this trap. I'm going to probably have to jump on there to get it. Let's see if I could get the trap from here, or see it from here. I'm going to keep my hireling right here. Try to get on this first little island. And then I should be able to just get the trap from here. And that prevents a gelatinous cube from spawning right on top of us. Let me get my light on. Alright, so next I'm going to try to go to this. Now I could probably go right from here to the other with my boots, but I think I'm going to try for the jump here instead. And then jump here. And this up here is another spot that can have a trap, and there it is. If you see that octagon, that's a trap, and if you step on it, you set it off. So I'm just going to go here and try to get my hireling over so my hireling doesn't step on it. I'm going to go here, and then anything left over I'll get with the bow. I'm just going to stand the hireling over here. And then we want this to be
The
the
oddly familiar
colors
pedestal in the
of the
center of the
rainbow.
room is covered
So
by
I'm
a
going to
magical
first kind
barrier.
of get them all to
It
be
is surrounded
one
by a set
color.
of curious-looking tiles.
The first color. And then we can basically kind of run on them one at a time. And then again, kind of run backwards. And then there, that's all the colors. So they're just sequential, pretty straightforward. And then you put this arc of light, a radiant arc in there. And then now we just have a fire elemental fight. But I'm going to make sure that myself and my hireling have fire. Nothing super useful here. I guess higher level, grab this. I think it's a little better than what I have right now for soul stealing. Nope, I think that's better. So I'll just grab something to break down for essences, and that is Rainbow in the Dark on Elite